Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Stink King Sports. I'm your host, Nicholas Stink King, and today we're going to have my Thursday Night Football predictions for Week 11, which features a great matchup, a great divisional matchup. Could be for first place in the division, considering the Rams lose this upcoming weekend. We have, of course, the Seahawks versus the Cardinals. Now, as we all know, the Cardinals won in dramatic fashion in the first time these two teams met, and they won in dramatic fashion last week with the Player of the Year, DeAndre Hopkins, going up and mossing three Bills defenders to snag a game-winning touchdown with 1 second remaining, giving the Cardinals the win over the Bills. So, as we go into this Thursday night game, there are a couple key points that I want to touch on as to who I will think will win and why. I'm going to go straight up by saying I think the Seahawks need to win tonight. They are desperate. They've lost to the Bills, to the Rams. They've Cardinals. They've lost four. They've lost three of their last four. They're not going a good stretch. They were once considered probably the best team in football, despite their defense. Now they're kind of hanging around that 10, 11, 12 range. I mean, they're on a slope, and they need a win, especially if they want to keep into that wild card and in that divisional race. Right now, they're trying to get back in the division, but they could end up, falling out of the wild card before you know it. And the Vikings are making a push, so the Seahawks desperately need to win, and the Cardinals are coming off an emotional win after a heartbreaking loss to the Dolphins after a 49-yard field goal by Zane Gonzalez fell short. So the Cardinals are, they got their spirits up. They're first place in the division. They're very excited. Kyler Murray's playing like an MVP. DeAndre Hopkins is still the top receiver in the NFL. Their defense also isn't very good, but it's nowhere near the Seahawks defense. Speaking of the Seahawks defense, I mean, it's not their pass rush, but their secondary is absolutely horrible. They're on pace to allow the most passing yards in NFL history by about 800 yards. I mean, it's crazy. Peyton Manning in his record-breaking passing yard season where he passed for over 5,400 yards, okay? Quarterbacks against the Seahawks are averaging more yards per game against them than Manning averaged in that season. It's amazing. It's incredible how bad their secondary is. And without Dunbar tonight, it's going to be a mess. I really think it's going to be a mess, and I think the Cardinals wide receiver core, which is very strong with Christian Kirk, Fitzgerald, Hopkins, those guys are going to tear it up. I think it is going to be a shootout, though. I do think Wilson needs to stop trying to do so much with his possessions. I feel like he has a lot of pressure on him because of the defense, his lackluster performances. However, I think he needs to play his game and not stress so much on he has to score a touchdown every time. Just do what he can do and make smart plays because he's been turning the ball over a lot recently. He just needs to reset and get back into this game that made him a top 3 quarterback in football. Once again, though, Kyler Murray on the other side of the ball is on a tear. D-Hop is a freak. And I expect an electric game from the Cardinals, as I already said. Their offense is, considering they don't make any stupid interceptions. In order for the Seahawks to win, though, I think the Seahawks need 1 turnover, and for Russ to not make any. I think he needs to play his brand of football. I think the defense definitely needs to get a couple stops. And I think they need to take advantage of, any short field opportunity they get. As well, Tyler Lockett is nursing an injury. He was very limited in practice yesterday, but I think he needs to be effective tonight by a long shot because Metcalf's going to be going one-on-one against Peterson. And last time these two teams played, Lockett had 15 receptions for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, an absolutely monstrous game. He needs to show up tonight and show out. All in all, though, despite everything I said about the Seahawks, the Cardinals, I feel like they're going to win this game. I feel like they're the better team. They're the hotter team. Their defense is better overall, and I really feel like that helps them out in the long run in tonight's game. Though Kyler is prone to make more mistakes, I feel like their defense is prone to make more stops, especially with Lockett nursing that injury. So right now, I will take the Cardinals to advance to 7-3 and remain in that first place spot in the division. As we go into other little areas in sports, I have 2 things from the NBA. The draft happened last night. Anthony Edwards went number 1 overall to the Timberwolves. If you want to look at the order of the draft, you're more than welcome to. I didn't watch it. I didn't know enough about the prospects. What the reason and everything to really give an honest assessment on it. However, Klay Thompson for the Golden State Warriors just tore his ACL. He's going to be out for the season. And right after being traded to the Thunder, the Warriors are making a trade for Kelly Oubre, the forward. That's basically all the sports news today. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more coming. There's a Russ and John Wall trade rumor. I mean, there's a lot going on. Monitoring the Harden situation in Houston. So I'll be back tomorrow with a Football Friday and anything else that happens important in the world of sports. Enjoy this game. It should be a fun one. And I'm out.